What is it about your hobby that keeps you coming all the way out here? Is it the freedom, wandering in search of that perfect spot? You've made your own path through these hills, tasted the fresh water of our lakes, our rivers. You've been on the water with friends at sunrise and helped the locals long past sunset. But you just keep coming back. At this spot, you got a pretty good idea what's lurking beneath the surface. But there's only one way to find out. Whether it's the one you write home about or the one that gets away, that feeling is what gets you hooked. That whether it's your first time or your 100th time, you never know what you're gonna catch until it's caught. Call of the Wild, the Angler.
Welcome to my house. I am Frumpy Buckle, and you're fishing with Uncle Buck. And for those of you that are my subscribers, you'll understand this. We're about to embark on a brand new genre for Buck here. And that genre being Call of the Wild, the Angler. For your new subscribers, we do fishing on my channel. That's what we do. We do fishing. We talk about fishing. We do fishing. We catch fish. And so welcome aboard. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe. Pack your cooler. Always make sure it's full of ice because it's going to be a ride. All right, guys. Here's what I did on this one. The first hour and a half of any game is brutal. It's a bitch. So, and once you get past that, you normally can't go back and record it. So what I did was I shot footage of me first time right in there. As soon as I got the game loaded up, shot it, what it takes to get through the setup. All right, I'm going to drop all the original audio because you guys, you all know me, Buck. It wasn't pretty. So I'm going to drop the original audio. I'm going to go back and dub over it now that I've calmed down and I'm making this. And I'm gonna record something sensible that you guys can actually use, other than my ranting and raving and screaming. So, with that being said, and I always say that, my Buckle Buddy says, "Why you always say that?" Well, because I don't know. That's what I do. You know what the hell? That's my shtick. However, this is a great game. I just want you to know, for you Fishing Planet guys. This is not Fishing Planet by no means. I mean, if you like that whole bit of Fishing Planet and the way it works, which I do, I love it. It's very technical. It's, in my opinion, a very good game. This one is a very good game. It's a different game. So, enjoy, relax. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this one. It's different. And with that, we're gonna jump over there. We're gonna get started. And I'm going to try to get you intelligently through the first hour and a half of this game. And hopefully I can knock her down to about a half an hour for you so you already know what's going on. So let's go on and get over there. And we'll take a look and get started in this because this game's a lot of fun. All right. We'll see you over here. Alright, play. Golden Ridge Reserve. Here we are, fellas. Here's where we start. The Golden Ridge Reserve. And they put us down here on a pond. This looks good. Alright, let's test this audio before we get too far along here. Alright. I'm hoping that the audio looks pretty good. It sounded alright to me. We'll see. If it's not, I apologize. I can't. I got cheap equipment, I guess. Alright, Buck. Let's get us a fish gear now. Now, this is the gear, the rig that they set you up with. Oh.
I'd like to see a nice clean cat. Strike as soon as she bites and reel her in when she's tired.
We'll certainly do that, Sophie. Thanks for the tip. Now, Sophie's our girl. She owns the shop. That's where you get all your bait, everything. You actually have to be with Sophie. If you want to change anything, if you want to... Now, you can change lures. You can take multiple baits and different poles in your slots. And if you want to work with your storage at all, you got to be there at the bait shop. You got to be there. That's where you have access to your storage. That's where you can buy and sell and manipulate your storage. You can't manipulate, like if you go out and you can't change your apparel when you're out. So if you want to change a hat while you're out fishing, you can't do that. If you leave here with sunglasses on and it gets nighttime and you want to take them off, you can't do that unless you're standing in front of Sophie. Now, Sophie never sleeps. So, just so you know that, Sophie never sleeps. She's always there. Even at night. Alright, so Buck's trying to catch us a fish here now so we can continue this mission on. And they don't teach you anything yet. They haven't taught us anything really, just catch a fish. Okay, if you look down in the left corner there, that's your drag setting. So I've got it set at 30%. You use your X and your Z key. Now, your E key cuts the line. Now, anytime you use the E key, which is an interaction key, you can't just press it. You actually have to press it down and hold it. So they make you, this is something you really want to do in order to do it. If you want to interact or call a boat, you have to push the E key down and hold it. If you want to talk to these guys, you got to hold it. Just by hitting it, it ain't going to activate it. You'll think something's broke and you can't call it or it's not working, but you just got to hold her down. So, now, leveling up. It's really tough to level up in this game with this basic gear that you got right here. But, you know, you want to catch some fish. I have found the trick to this game is this. Explore. This is an exploring game, and they've got us fishing guys interested in it by putting a lot of fishing in here for us, and they'll get better at the fishing tactics. Right now, in my opinion, it's too easy to catch fish. But with that being said, this world and everything, and you could fish this for years and still not fish at all. And I imagine they're going to come out with more reserves. This is just the first of many. Is this reserve, the Golden Ridge? So, you know, we've got a year to try to fish all this. I don't know if you could fish it all in a year. I've fished hardly scratched the surface. I've done a lot of the high mountain fishing. I knew that's where the big fish would be. Because I've fished in Wyoming, and that's where we go to catch the big fish up in the high altitude lakes. And sure enough, it proved to be true up here. You hike your way up into those high mountain lakes, and that's where you catch, you know, your diamonds and your golds and silvers left and right, and you can level up real fast. However, I did it a different way. Part of exploring this world is you have to discover different outposts, but you do that by traveling either via with a 4x4 that you can get, it doesn't cost you anything, or using a boat that you can call up. Now, you can buy your own 4x4 and buy your own boat. There is no performance difference. They're all exactly the same. They do the same exact thing. It's just a paint job. What color of paint you want, you pay for the paint job. That's what it is in this game. So everybody has equal equipment. It's all the same. You're not getting any better equipment by buying. And we'll see. You know, eventually, I don't know if they're going to have DLCs. Maybe instead of DLCs, it's going to cost us for each new map. I don't know. Probably that's what's going to happen. I don't play Call of the Wild, the Hunter, so I don't know how that works. However, see those towers right there in the middle? That's what you're out for. You're out looking for them. So always be looking around when you're out scouting and you're out exploring, because those towers are what you're looking for. Well, Buck's finally got in the right place to catch the fish, so the fish is coming here. And then Sophie's going to get on the horn and send us off on another mission. So, these missions. There's more than one way to level up and make money in this game. One of them being, and the warden, Clayton, and I have got to be good friends. We're on first name basis, actually. He calls me Buck. So, there's our fish. Doing the special chores favors for the warden gets you high XP, earns you big XP, earns you money, earns you credits. So finding these infested trees from the bark beetles and the plants that aren't indigenous to this area, pointing them out gets you big money and it's brownie points, basically. You kiss Clayton's ass and he pays you with higher levels, and it's fun. Now, what I do is I explore at night. Fish in the daytime, explore at night. It's kind of hard to see. I mean, you can catch fish, but it's easier because they have little sparkles that will come up around the infected trees. There's our largemouth bass. All right, now here on the right-hand side, you got your weight, your length. Now you got your rod, reel, and bait that you use to hook that. And there's percentages under each of them and little bar graphs in each one of the blocks. As you catch more and more fish with that setup, the bar graph goes up, and that will bring you to what's called a mastery level. If you master that setup, higher XP, higher credits. You just, that's a boost. That's your bonus boost. So when you've got a setup, catch a lot of fish on it and get it mastered. Another way to boost your credit, boost your levels. So we got ourselves a largemouth bass there. We're going to keep him. Oh, there's Sophie.
The fish here aren't yours to keep, so even if you love her, you gotta let her go.
We don't keep anything here in Colorado Wild. Everything is a release. These guys are they're real sticklers on the catch and release fishing, which I think is a good thing. All right, Buck, you got to catch us another one. So back to what we got here? Oh, there's your, like I was saying, there's your tension indicator. Now the numbers underneath the fish. Now this pictures that they got, that's not a float rod, that's a spinning rod, because that's the only way you can get that. The white number is where the bottom's at, and the orange number under the fish is where your lure is at, so you can see how far off the bottom your lure is. And the top white number on top is how far out you've thrown it. So you're out 17, he's out 17 meters, it's 5.1 meters to the bottom, and he's something, my glasses ain't good enough, 0.4 meters is how far the lure down is. So that's how that works. And you can remap your mouse wheel sets the depth gauge for your bobber, and X and Z keys set your drag tension. I remap them to match fishing planets plus and minus. I don't like switching between games after I've played for a couple hours, and it takes me a while to automatically quit using the wrong keys with my fingers. So, you go exploring at night. Now, I like to explore in the daytime too, because you can just see the scenery so much better. However, as it gets dark, all those plants, you can drive around in the dark, and it's very easy to spot these plants. There's another largemouth bass we got, and we're climbing our baits and our reels and lures as far as the master level goes. So now, you saw that yellow diamond up there. When they send you on a mission, they'll give you a yellow diamond. It basically tells you how far away you are from that waypoint. So now we're going to go up here and climb the tower. And now there's one of 22 towers to find. 22 of them. Now I've got the complete outpost unlocked. The complete reservoir on all the outposts. I found all them, but I've only got 16 of the 22 towers. So there's a lot of discovery to be had here, guys. And here we are. Bear Lake. Get up here, you get a little service.
Well, this one dates all the way back to the late 18th century. French trappers named the park Crête d'Or.
Hello, I can see you. Can you see me? Come find me. I'm down at the outpost.
Well, we'll be right down, Soph. The buck. They didn't literally mean that you have to follow in a straight line to the diamond. He likes to walk through the woods. There's paths there, Buck.
This right here is my pride and joy. The Central Reserve Outpost. This ain't just any outpost. You'll find all the bells and whistles here, like Taylor's Tackles, a brand new shop run by my friend Sophia. Other than that, you'll be able to find notice boards, storage lockers, a boathouse, and a garage for easy access to transportation, plus a flagpole for yourself.
Easy, Buck. We're getting winded here. Let's go meet
Nice
Sophie.
to put a fish to a bait.
There she
Since
is.
you're here, can I interest you in a bargain?
Of course. How about some bait? Come on. Talk to her, Buck. Hit the E key. Hold it down. Buck ain't figured that out yet.
How about some bread? It's on the house.
Now, she gives you 1 gold for that. But Buck's got to figure out how to buy it now. He doesn't know what to do. So he's going to go customization first. See what he can do here. Now, this is how you change your body type, ethnicity, your hair, your boots, gloves. And when you buy things, it'll show up here as an option. So you've only got a couple of things that they give you to begin with that you can choose from until you start buying stuff. But Buck don't have no money, so he's just trying to get the best he can for nothing. See, I'm angry at these developers because they're prejudiced towards folks like me. How's come there ain't no old folks with long gray beards? You know, we like to fish too. We're pretty damn good at it, some of us, and we like to play some of these games. But that matches a little bit better. Buck, What do you think? Blue pants though? Ah, that looks better. I don't know about that blue top, old buddy. You're gonna let it like that, aren't you? There you go. That's better than that mop hair you had a minute ago. Ah, track shoes. Really, Buck? For fisking? There you go. Well, you don't like the maroon ones. You want the baby blue ones to match your shirt. Come on, you're not going to do the tennis shoes, are you, Buck? I guess so. Oh. Alright. Let's talk to Soph, see what she's got going on. Huh? You're in the wrong spot, Buck. But now here's where you've got your rods, your reels, your lines, lures. This is where you get everything at Sophie's bait shop. Now there's the bread Buck's looking for, so he can buy that. He's got 1 gold for that. Now, once you click on that, then you can buy quantities. So it'll give you the option here. Now you can tell how many do you want to buy. 1 gold. I've already got 10 in the backpack, Buck.
Now, you
That
won't
gives
get
us
far if
10.
you don't put your bait on your rod, so give it a go.
So now Buck doesn't know how to change the bait. Alright, you've got a greenhorn rod. That's what they give you. You can't buy anything else. You can't buy, but this is where you buy your bait casting rods, your match rods, as you go along through the game. Once you come down to Sophie's tackle shop, Taylor's tackle shop, you can buy your baits, your hooks, your lures. But you got to level up to be able to get these guys, and certain baits will not go on certain lures. They have maximum hook size, and you can put that bait on. So if you're fishing with a big hook, you can't put some of the smaller baits that you may want to. So, you got to pay attention to that. So now Buck needs to equip his bait. He's trying to figure it out. There you go. So if you hit the Q key, that'll bring up your quick menu, and it'll allow you to change your baits. So when you click on bait, come on, Buck, click on the bait. No, he's still clicking on the pole because he ain't figured it out yet.
If you've spent any time with Oakley,
Now,
you've
click
heard
on it.
about his son. 1 in, 1 out, that's the way of the world. Glad I can be here and not there.
Oh, now Sophie's picking on Clayton. Clayton's my boy. Now, you click on your baits, and everything you have in your backpack will be available, and you can just click on it, and it'll change it for you. So that's how you change your baits up. Now that we've taught Buck how to do it, say goodbye to Sophie, Buck.
Get your gear here.
You got your bread on there. I ain't found a nice vest like Sophie's sporting though. Maybe that comes at a higher level. I don't know. So, we're gonna go to the jetty.
But wait, you didn't buy anything.
Wait, Buck.
No money.
Thank you. Now, there's the diamond. We're 123 yards from the jetty. So, Buck's gonna run down there. That's one thing I like in this game. Your character can run and jump. Now, there's a reason for that jumping. A lot of places in this place, when you're crossing a waterway, there's rocks that you can't walk. Oh, here we go. Drag is a function, so they're going to talk about drag for you. There's rocks in this place that you can't walk. You can't. But if you're jumping, you can jump from one rock to the other rock and get across and keep exploring. So you get your, and already there's some jagoffs out there that just run around and get in your face while you're fishing just to jump up and down. I don't know what possesses people to do that. I wish you had a well, I don't want to go saying that. This is a peaceful game. But they should give you a club at least. When those guys walk up to you, you can club them in the head. teach them a lesson. All right, take out your rod, Buck.
Try setting your drag higher.
So here they just want you to go through routine, increase it to
Try
50%.
setting your drag lower.
Now, this should tell you something. Set your drag to 30. They're telling you right there. For that pole in this game, and that's where your drag should be set at, you're still going to latch on to fish that are going to snap your line until you get a bigger pole. It's going to happen, so don't get all bent out of shape. At least you're catching fish. So, now some of the fish, I've farmed a long time, and I've gotten to a point where some fish just are not going to be caught on that little gear, no matter what you do. No matter how good of a fisherman you are, you're not going to catch that fish. It's not going to tire out. And so rather than cut the line, I'm a never give up kind of guy. I just tighten the drag and try to fish that son of a bitch in. Eventually he's going to break my line, but I see how long I can fight him. In my opinion, it's better than giving up and saying I quit. I never give up the fight. Alright, so now we're building up our... Now this is a whole new setup that we would have to master because we've got the braid on that. Now, as long as you're catching fish with the pole and the reel, those levels are increasing. Now here I want to teach you about pumping. And of course as fishermen we know that's what we want to do. We pump the line, we pull her up and reel on the downstroke to get any slack that we might have. And that's how you fight fish. Not when you're catching bluegill and little
Alright,
tiny...
now let's try catching a fish with what you know about drag. Try not to let the fish gain too much line by keeping your tension high when you need to.
Okay, so we got you. Alright, Buck, you heard her. Now, cast too slow. Cast too slow again. Again, this comes into play where you're trying to grab that right mouse button and slide that mouse back and forth to cast. Go in, map it, change your settings in accessibility there, and turn on the one button cast is what it's called, a one button cast, and that'll give you your power bar at the bottom. But for short little casts, just hit the right key and it'll throw it out there. It throws it out there 10 meters, 9.9 meters.
Okay, now.
Alright. Now you gotta pump it 3 times, Buck. But you're not gonna do that, are you? You never listen. Oh, there's 2. But no, now he's gonna just wheel it in. Because he doesn't listen. Oh, he needs one more pump, Buck. You could have just pumped it one more time. Nope. I do like your new duds, though, Buck. Your hairdo doesn't look too cool, though. All right, we need another pump, Buck. One more time in the water. Let's go. Who dressed you? Your gloves don't match your shirt, Buck. I'm going to have a little talking to Buck. Well, we got our 3rd bump there. So, this mission is completed.
That's another beauty. You're a natural. And finally, it's been a pleasure, but Taylor's Tackles needs me. Go check in with the warden, and don't forget to drop by.
Alright, we'll be seeing plenty of Sophie. You have to see Sophie a lot. Now we gotta go see Clayton, my buddy Clayton. So, let's run up there and see Clayton, see what he's got to say. Come on, Buck. Get a move on. Put that pole away. Now your pole will get put away the minute you start running. It automatically throws it back in your backpack and bucks off and running. So, and again, we got to go see the warden, and he's 72 yards away. Follow the diamond, and we'll go have a chat. Well, Clayton.
Well, I take it you got my message.
I sure did, Clayton.
Welcome to the reserve, Buckaroo.
No problem. Thanks for having us. No, you're not too talkative at the moment, Clayton. Alright now. Preserve the river by reporting objects of interest. You find the fishing and traveling. Report any instance of invasion plant species, like I said, the disease-infested trees, and tourist attractions, which are the dinosaur bones.
First up, Buckaroo, here's your bread. Oxeye daisies are the thorn in the side of sweet Mother Nature. Pale, mangy weeds. Can't miss them if you wanted to. Now for the butter. Angle and spruce beetle infestations. Horrible little creepy crawlies that'll rip a forest apart in a flash. And finally, bread and butter ain't squat to a big, sizzling hunk of meat. Personally, I reckon bones are useless without tasty flesh attached. But them tourists love a crusty stegosaurus, so keep a lookout. Don't go out of your way, but if you're fishing and you spot one, let me know.
Will do, Clayton.
That Sophia knows all there is to know about fishing, and that's good for business. But there's a way we do things around here, and she don't get it.
Well, now, she's young.
I'll tell you what, Buck.
What?
Never love something too much. I love the Chipotle cheese chips they sold down at the gift shop too much. I'd never go anywhere without them, like a scrumptious colostomy bag. People even thought my surname was Hand Chips. Now, they discontinued them, and let me tell you, life has never been the same since. If you love something, treat it like a butterfly, Buck. You can't hold chips too tight. All you're left with are crumbs.
I hear that.
My Zeke is one of them computer programmers. Don't know why he would want to do what his pop does, but I am so proud of him.
You know, I got one of them too. Junior. I'm proud of him. He's one of them computer programmers. Alrighty, guys, here we are. Here's our journal. Here's the Golden Tour. So, we've already visited Diamond's Peak Outpost. That's where we're at here. So the next job on there is visit the watermill. There's 13 major sites, and it provides audio, like I said, and recordings for each one when you find these outposts, or where you're at and what's going on. So our next mission is, I guess, that we've got to
barely keep up with that, Sophia. Now she's so full of spunk, but she tires me out.
He won't let it alone. So now when you get in your handbook, here's the reserve population. This is all the fish that you can catch in this reserve. Anything that's grayed out, you haven't caught yet. So I've only caught one, the largemouth bass. And there's my largemouth bass. And that keeps that's your fish net, your recent catches that it keeps track of. Of course, you can't keep any of them, so it's not like Fishing Planet. You already got your money for them. Now, coins, you're going to find these coins all along, everywhere you go. They're laying out. And they got little glowy things around them, so you can find them. And then you've got the wooden carvings. They're out there too. You can find them. Now, this is your profile. This is the reserve. This is your biggest fish caught. True score records right there. Your catch dates. Your warden favors completed.
You been to the rodeo yet, kid? Being a buckle buddy might do you a little good.
Look, I can't believe it. He calling my buckle buddy. Me and Clayton are going to have a talk. Now, fishing. These are your amount caught. They've only got 5 fish so far, but this is basically your profile. You can keep track of your gear, your exploration, where you've been, how far you've traveled, how far you've walked, how far you've traveled by 4x4, how far you've traveled by boat. There's your map.
Stay out there. Not that I get to enjoy it much, but I feel a little gorgeous.
So you've got your backpack, and there's the rods that we have so far. So your backpack's there, the reels that you have, the bait that you have in your backpack. Now you can change things from your storage to your backpack, but only when you're in front of Sophie. You gotta go see Sophie to do that. You can't do it when you're out and about. Now, one thing's nice is once you find these outposts, you can fast travel between them. So you don't have, once you've actually made the exploration to walk or jeep or boat to these places, then you can, it's like, you can teleport like Star Trek. You can just get yourself around from one place to another pretty fast.
Largemouth
Cut down
bass
on
is a
your walking.
freshwater game fish native to the eastern and central United States, southeastern.
And they give you a little spiel on all the fish.
And people forget to close it.
All right, Clayton, we got to run, buddy. We got to get to the water mill. And right now, Buck's figured out the water mill, the best way to get there at this point is by boat. So we're going to go down now, show you a little bit about the boat. So we're here at Bear Lake. Remember the name of the lakes, guys. When you walk up to where every time that there's a boat, there's going to be a sign that tells you what lake you're on. Remember that lake, the name of them, because there's challenges all over in these outposts. And it'll tell you, show you a picture. Do you know where this is? Go catch a fish there. Or they'll tell you, go to this lake and catch this fish. So you need to know the names of these lakes, and there's no map. So I'm building a master map. I actually have one, and I'm about 50% done naming all the lakes. So hopefully I'll have them all done in another couple of days here. I'll have the whole map, at least this reserve mapped out. All right, so he hit the E. Right now what Buck's doing is he's looking at the boats. He's trying to decide if there's a difference. Well, there isn't. It took me a while to figure that out, but no. There's no difference between the sport livery or the 500 sport. They're the same boat, the same everything. I dispatched both of them and drove both of them. They all handle the same power. So we're going to head out. And one thing nice about these boats, when you're fishing out of the boats, you can move around on the boat as far as you can fish the front of the boat or either of the back two sides of the boat on either side of the engine. So by holding down your E key when you're up there, holding it down, it'll swap you, it'll just rotate you around the three positions, which is kind of cool. I like that about the boats. And Buck needs a couple of lessons on boat. Now there's other things. When you go to these outposts, there's like driving 101 attached on the little boards over there. So now Buck can't steer the boat because he forgot to map his keys. So we can go in here to keyboard, mouse. I see accessibility up there. That's where you want to go to change that one casting thing. Okay, so now he's got to go down here because his boat's running on A, D, and W. But he forgets about the reverse, which is S, so he can't back the damn boat up or back the Jeep up for about 2 hours. So when you're in there mapping, don't forget about the S all the way at the bottom. I didn't go down far enough. I figured I had all three of them there. Steer left, steer right, and accelerate. I forgot about the brake. I found that out by coming down the mountain in the Jeep. I had no brakes. That was a hell of a ride. I wish I would have had that on film. Alright, Buck, let's get out here. We're headed out. We're going to the water mill. Now, Buck seems to think he's got it figured out. We got a long drive. It's way up a river up here. We're going to have to go way up here. Head up through a river. Nope. We'll take a little boat ride here. The boats seem alright. I've already sunk this one under the water. Well, I shortened our trip up. Here we are. We've made it all the way up that river from the boat dock. So I'll take you in. We'll show you our first exploration of our first outpost. And this is basically what you want to do, is you find these outposts. Every outpost, everywhere you go, has got a place to fish. There's some story behind it. It's really cool. So we got locate a new trailhead, 2 out of 25 to find. Then your E key docks your boat for you again, hold her down. Now here we are on the Golden Tour. We're visiting at the watermill. Now when you get out there still, so we got to go over there 112 yards, which means we're going to have to cross that bridge. So, bucks are running. Get a lot of energy. And I have noticed that buck tires out if you run for a long distance.
If it ain't the last meat still sucking, my nightmare and yours, the watermill. This ain't the same kind of corpulent blood guzzler you use for bait, though. This parasite slurps away at the very ground we stand on. Unlike its just as evil twin, the sawmill, this piece of work is allowed to keep working, which makes its work that much worse. I just hope this thing stops spinning before the world does. And if I'm around to see it, all the better.
Alright, Buck, you going out there? Oh yeah, we're gonna walk on the water, huh? Alright, Buck. Gotta try everything. Gonna fall in, I know it. Alright. Well, we're gonna test out a few things here. I left this footage in there just for this reason alone. Buck just doesn't listen. And there you go. That's what happens. Because of wading too deep, Buck, you're not allowed to swim in the reserve and will be put back on shore if you do. Please confirm. Now get back on shore. Alright. So, Buck's got his 2-pound gear here now. And I left this in the video. Just so we can see a little bit of everything that can go on here. Alright, so he's fighting a fish. %, drag. Should be alright. Leave me in, Buck. Gonzo. Gonzo. And Buck gets another one. Let's see if you can get this one in, Buck, without snapping the line. Buck. Come on now. Muscle him in or now. You're afraid because you snapped your line. Get him in there. He's on his big. I don't know. He's around here, Buck. this is what I was talking about, the progression. Your soft plastics can be mastered, a piece of gear is mastered when it has earned enough mastery points. That's what you want to do. The more fish you catch on a certain setup, the better off you are. Well, guys, wow. Here. I think Buck's done at this water hole. There you have it, guys. That's the first. I chopped it down as much as I could. I got her down to just under 45 minutes. It took that long, I guess, just to run through that. It was actually a lot longer. It was over an hour. I got rid of all the boat ride and everything like that. So, this is Call Wild the Angler. First 45 minutes a buck. Now, I've played it a lot now. And I'm going to, because of this footage here, I'm going to jump down and shoot some real precise footage on some of these setups. I'm going to do one on just Sophie's bait shop alone, Taylor's tackle shop. We'll get that so that's a little bit more explained, simpler, or I can control it and I know what's happening now and I'm not lost. So hey, I want to thank you for watching. Remember, hit that like button, hit the subscribe. We're going to have a lot of opportunities for a lot of fun videos here, a lot of challenges everywhere, every outpost on the boards. You look at the boards, they post big fish, big fish, big fish, and you make a lot of money and level up that way. So I guess that's how we're going to look at it, and the challenge is to get there and hike there and get to that lake. So we'll see you later. Thanks for watching.
One more time with the back